With 2 Europeans and 2 Koreans heading into Group C, who would have imagined we now wind up with the 2 Europeans in the winners match?
Bunny finally has beaten a Korean in a best-of-3, a Korean Terran player, that is. It's been a long time coming, but he's finally done it, and what a way to do it, and in what a tournament to do it as well.
Yeah, certainly an impressive result by him, but likewise, Harstem having advanced through Jakji, of all people, in the first round. A very, very impressive play by him. And now, despite Bunny probably having wanting to go up against Harstem in comparison to Jakji, after seeing that first series, got to be a little bit shaky.
That's right. We have the Mind Sanity Terran down in the bottom against the player playing for the or representing the agency with the agency Global Esports Management. But now into the winners game. This one I'm excited for. Yeah. Quite excited, actually, because this, as mentioned, was probably meant to be the lower bracket match, the match that was to decide which of these Europeans would be eliminated first. But it's to decide which moves on in first place, which is quite the surprise. And as mentioned, this group really has flipped upside down. But which player is going to make it through now? Protoss or Terran?
Yeah, Harstem or Bunny. Harstem right now is on verge, if he actually advances from this group, but we can isolate it into this series. If he advances from here, it's the first time in 14 groups since September the 11th last year, along with another player, Bling, who has done it. But in 14 groups time to advance as the 4th seed, that's quite an accomplishment. And then likewise on the other side, we have Bunny.
That's right. He would accomplish himself and kind of stabilize himself as a top contender, as a Protoss European within Europe. That is what Harstem can do here if he makes his way through this. He would get back-to-back Premier League status, but on the other side of things, Bunny is looking to repeat that here. He's looking to be able to do what he did last time, where he was top 16, because he's in the Premier League once again without having to re-qualify. And unfortunately for him last time, he was kind of suffocated in the group that was not the group he wanted to be in, alongside MMA, MVP, and Vortex. That's not a group you want to be in. He was kept away from his true potential. We talked about earlier how he was able to get a top 8 at DreamHack Bucharest. He consistently performs for his team in Acer Team Story Cup, and he's here to start to make waves within the World Championship Series. It's a good series to watch, this one. But which player can start their journey first?
Yeah, I think in the end now, if Bunny is able to advance on, he would be our first Terran in the round of 16, I believe, if memory serves me correctly. But then likewise, Harstem, it's a big thing for him if he advances onto the round of 16. It's his first run through Premier, so that would be nice for him as well. But I can't pick a favorite going into this. I genuinely can't.
I would have to lean towards Bunny. Slightly. The one thing that I would say, if it wasn't WCS, Bunny hands down favorite for me. But Harstem has been able to practice only against Terrans, which gives him a nice edge coming into this. He's already beaten arguably the best player in the group. He can now beat one of the lesser opponents. If he's able to beat Jakji, he can beat Bunny. So as much as I do like Bunny, Harstem's not too far behind. All
right, let's get into it. The winners series of the day. One of these players is advancing to the round of 16. Will it be the Protoss Harstem or the Terran Bunny? Either way, we'll find out in just a second. Spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner, we have our red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Bunny. And up to the top right, we have our blue Protoss representing Fnatic. It's Harstem.
All right, well, either way, records have been broken today. We've seen Bunny beat a Korean Terran for the first time in a best-of-3, and Harstem could start to push towards advancing from this group, or being a player that came into this as 4th seed, and as you mentioned, doesn't really happen that often that a player makes it through to the round of 16. He is the underdog for a reason. He is the lowest seed for a reason. But things have really been flipped upside down today. Coming into this map, though, I don't really know what to expect from Bunny. I remember the last time that we've seen a lot of him against Protoss. The most notable is when he was able to beat Naniwa and push him down and out of the way last season. But looking up here for Harstem, I would not be surprised to see a similar performance again. In his training, what I can make shape of what happened is he didn't really practice builds to trick his opponents or builds to capitalize on mistakes or cheekiness. Didn't practice that. I think that he was happy with how he used to play the early game because a lot of the time in Harstem's career, he gains the lead, then loses it somewhere.
Yeah.
I think he was happy with that. But he's fixed the lose it somewhere part.
Yeah.
Like, he was playing really good in the mid game and then, you know, great in the late game. It looks like he just improved his overall solidness in this matchup. And that means that this guy's actually pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I was about to say, you took the words right out of my mouth, Sean. It's that danger factor of a guy like this who you're like, oh, well, if he can play that lengthy of a game, like, and if he's not going to try an all in me, I mean, I'm practiced against a lot of Protoss all-ins, and that's normally what I run up against. But if he's willing to just go to the very late game, that's a scary thing for a Terran. Very, very scary. And,
you know, Harstem's very patient. His fights were right. His, you know, tactical movement of warp-ins, his harassment was great, and it looked really, really clean. Bonnie goes into the base here with his SCV scout, first of all, to check if he was being rushed and that the Reaper had to stay at home in case there was a Zealot running across the map, or he needed an emergency bunker or something along the lines. The Reaper now goes across to the other side and will start to further scout and potentially tickle a couple of probes here, and they maybe get something done. The Zealot, by the way, was kept alive here just because of the threat of a potential engineering bay. So a little bit slower of a Nexus. But Bunny's gone up to factory as well while this Reaper is going on.
All right. Well, we're going to see what Bunny's going to make of this. The Mothership Core actually pops out right on top of that Reaper, so unfortunately for it, it does take a bit of a beating and then gets right on out there. But at least he confirms the Nexus is now down.
And 3 pylons too. Knows there's not one hidden. Saw the 3rd pylon, saw the lack of second gas. He knows Harstem is playing like he did so far against Jack G at the start of the day.
Yep. So Bunny from here on out gets his command center down, and with this factory being added on as well, there's an opportunity for him if he switches it over with the reactor. He could start adding on Hellions if he wants.
I would not be surprised to see Hellions. That you say that. The standard is mines, but he knows that Harstem seems to be playing the same over and over, which is quite well and defended with the robotics facility, which we see again. So there was an option and a build that we've seen Korean Terrans do recently where they do Hellion and Marines, which really tricks the player who's set up to defend against the mines. But he's going to attempt the mines here. He's got it on weight.
Tries to jump in. Gets confirmation of the robo facility.
Yeah, good scout.
And gets all the way back to the end of this mineral line. But if he's anticipating how his opponent played in the previous series, he'll know that the Forge comes down at a little bit of a later time to intrinsically work with, you know, armor and then the Blink along with the Twilight Council.
Bonnie's ignoring the fact that there will be detection out here. He's going to attempt this anyway. Should be looking to build a medevac here with the next 100 gas and just going for it. We'll see how much damage he can do. Ideally, you want to get damage done. But if we think about the way today is played out, Harstem's already played against this. Harstem played against this strategy on Habitation Station the first game of the day against Jack G and defended awesomely. He rushed out 3 Stalkers, he had the Photon Overcharge, and he had the Observers in position. He was perfectly in position all the time and overly defended amazingly, just overall defended amazingly. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did it again, which would put Bunny at a deficit.
Well, he's setting himself up here with the Robo Bait as well. So again, just very streamlined, very, very normal what we've been seeing from Harstem so far. The Marines moving out in the middle of the map. Does Bunny have keen eyes to spot the Observer? By the looks of things, not just yet. So that passes by.
All right, let's see if Harstem can defend this. He's got 3 Observers out now, or just about out. 2 already, 3rd about to pop. Marines, and there's on Tower, there is an Observer that spots Stalkers in middle point, which means they can get to the natural and main rather fast. An Observer with them as well. He's expecting this drop to happen.
Yep.
And he will see the Marines. So Photon Overcharge on the natural and Stalkers and Sentry Zealot in the main.
All right, Observers.
Can Bunny make this happen? He's being dragged to the natural, which means the Widowmine's going to get into the main here. And not quite the same defense so far.
Yep, good maneuvering here by Bunny.
And all he's slowing this down. This is really good for Bunny.
Yep. He's got to anticipate that there is that Observer there, picks up and gets out, but one probe gets sent back to the mineral line. Good
but that's
move
a
there
win
by
already.
Harstem.
I mean, that was a lot of mining time that wasn't there.
That's true. That is very true.
And he didn't lose anything apart from the Widowmine. That was okay. That was good. Not the best of defense there from Harstem. Did slow him down a little bit. Hurts his income. And
the Observer in the main does see the scale that he's going to be playing against, which is that factory that's just adding on the reactor now to eventually switch over. So he knows what he's up against.
All right, Harstem's got to be careful. This Widowmine drop's coming again to the natural this time.
Yeah, and the pylon isn't set up for the cannon to be in place in time for it as well.
Here we go. Does he get anything? Does Harstem react? Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh.
He's controlling it. Oh, nice.
4 probe kills.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Controlling that Widow Mine manually there was Liquid Bunny. So good maneuver there again.
And behind this third command center already on placement. He's got his stim and combat shields not too far away. And Vikings actually started very fast here. Interesting.
All right. Well, I think, did the Widow Mine see that?
Well, he's already at 2 medivacs, I suppose. He can go straight to 2 Vikings.
Yeah. Just to keep himself a little bit more
It's
covered.
safe. It also could potentially lead for a timing that Harstem isn't ready for.
Yeah.
Because a lot of Terran players go up to 4. If he rushes up to Vikings right away, he could hit Harstem way before his normal timing of the Templar Archives is ready from what we saw against Jakji. Something to keep in the back of your mind.
And also, I think that something that Bunny realizes is the way in which Harstem plays this build out to eventually transition on to later stages in the game could also easily be flipped on its head completely and be used as an aggressive stance with Colossi. I mean, he drops the scan now and sees what's going on, and he sees the Twilight Council just on the edge, I believe.
Oh, nice scan. This is a really good scan. There was an observer. It saw, though, 2 medivacs, 2 Vikings. He knows that the Viking count started early if he was paying attention, which is definitely something to worry about. If the Vikings keep on being produced, he's going to be up to 6 to 8 really fast, and he will take a fight really fast, which means Harstem could be in trouble here if he's not careful. This is definitely an opportunity and a timing for him to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing for both of these players. They saw the previous series, or one would imagine they watched the previous series, and they have had a good idea of what to read into from their opponents. Well, or at least Bunny would have the advantage over Harstem.
So, I mean, the same theory applies on how Harstem plays this out. Must defend these 3 bases. But he still is without the Templar Archives, which is a little bit worrying because this attack is about to happen really fast, much faster than normal. It's only just now coming down. Harstem, I don't think, is reacting to the fact that the Vikings are coming out faster here. And he could lose before Storm is ready. And that's the way that Bunny's playing this out. It's not the main focus of Bunny, but it's one of the big focuses of. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't matter. He's on 3 command centers. He's got great economy. He's got the Ghost Academy on the way. Got double engineering bay. But it definitely is an option to put him massively in the lead if he hits this nicely.
If Bunny added like 3 ghosts, could he go for SCV pull here?
Probably not. I mean, he added the 3rd command center way too early. He's got... I mean... I don't think that's the right way to do this.
Okay.
Because he's got... I mean, it's an attack which isn't designed to just flat out win the game.
Yeah.
It's designed to attack and do really well. And if it doesn't do well, then he's fine because he's set up with double engineering bay 3 command centers. He could pull SCVs, yeah. But I don't think he will.
All right. Well, Harstem's still setting up his 3rd base, getting those gases up and running. And Storm is now on the way.
Because if it doesn't hit before Storm, then he's in massive trouble if he pulls SCVs. Whereas if he does go out now and he doesn't hit before Storm, that's okay.
Jeez,
double engineering bay.
This Viking number's so strong. If he hits right now before this Storm,
I think he's trying to hit this. This is really... I mean, he watched the games earlier. Harstem hasn't changed anything. This is... Oh, he is pulling SCVs. Okay, he is.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go.
And notice
Storm is close.
There's the 3
30
ghosts.
seconds.
This
30
is...
seconds.
He's going to have to engage proper, like, in a very, very good angle. There's... Right, okay, there's 8 Stalkers. Storm is about to finish.
He needs that Storm. He's chrono boosting into it.
Go, go, go. It's now or never.
Yeah. Even with Storm, goes to there, as you said.
The Warp Present behind this is going to go for the harassment. So if Bunny doesn't do a lot of damage
here... He has to win the game now.
Yeah. Absolutely. He's actually going to push towards the natural here, forces the photon overcharge at this location, realizes where the mothership core is, blinks forward to try and catch some of those Vikings out, but the SCVs now move forward, Storm hits them, that puts a little bit of a dent in his armor. The Ghosts now waddle forwards, trying to find any High Templars where they can, pushing this army back to the left-hand side. Good feedback on one of those Ghosts. Second one also gets fed back as well.
No more Storm, though, I don't think.
Uh-oh. If there's no more Storm here, the probes actually get pulled off. The lightning kills off a pylon with the reinforcements going down. Another Storm right in the middle of that bio.
I didn't see that coming. And neither did Bunny there.
But still could push on through this. There really isn't that much firepower left here for Harstem. All of his attention is being focused in his opponent's main. But there is that drop there. We're going to be still focusing on this, though, as the 3rd base is now completely ransacked, under siege. These Zealots, they're going to get killed off by the reinforcements for Bunny.
All right, Harstem's gone back to 2 bases. I think he may have enough to still defend. It's kind of close.
Yeah. This bio, though, I mean, there's without much splash damage at all. He has to warp in an Archon. Harstem knows he's in a lot of trouble here. Going to try and push forwards again. That's a lot of Zealots, but the probes come off the line again. There's really not that much here left over for Harstem now. That one Archon has to be the saving grace of all AoE, but it really can't work out too well.
Yeah, really nice attack. And Immortal comes out. Does not want to die at the front. Zealots get warped in again. Another defense wave.
Here come the probes again. He's lost quite a lot of them, but it's still, I mean, if he holds on, it's 14 workers behind this. Of course, you've got to account for mules. That Immortal.
Close. He's targeting the Immortal down.
Bye-bye. That goes down. There's really not a whole lot left. He doesn't have the money to continue the warpins. It was close, but in the end, Harstem gets broken. GG, well played. Bunny hits that. Just barely, just barely.
Vicious play from Bunny. I wasn't sure he was going to pull those SCVs, and he did. He pulled the boys. And wow, that was vicious. Very close. Very, very close from Harstem holding that. But Bunny hits a very, very small window, and he kind of almost passed the window.
Yeah.
If you think about, you know, when you lock on with a missile, you locked on, and then it was starting to lock away again. And every second it was going away, he was missing his target to hit. But he managed to land the bomb there. That was awesome. Yeah,
and I think in the end, if there would have been a little bit more room and there'd have been even just one more storm, could have changed the entirety of that engagement. So the way in which that played out, that was super risky there for Bunny.
But it worked.
Yep. Win's a win.
Worked. A win's a win. He got map number 1 to his name. The next map is Habitation Station. And now Liquid Bunny moves just one map away from advancing in first place. Another record for him today to move through in first place. That would be quite remarkable here. Harstem has just stepped away for a second. That's got to ruffle Harstem a little bit, though. I mean, he played that well, and it was very close to defending. Very, very close. And I'm sure he was trying his hardest till the very last warp in there to be able to hold on.
I think with this, though, with Bunny now in a position where he can advance from first, advancing from the round of 32, I mean, he has done it before. We saw him in the round of 16 was it the previous season or the season before?
Last season.
Yeah. But regardless, I mean, he needs to solidify himself that top 16 spot. I think Bunny is now, with that meteoric rise he had at the start of 2013, not only like in better tournament results, but also everyone tooting his horn as being a great practice partner. Yep. That has all come to fruition now, and him getting top 16, he is contending for that top spot as Terran here in Europe.
Double top 16 in WCS if he wins this map. Top 8 at DreamHack Bucharest. Those are some really good results.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Game number 2 now to find if Mr. Liquid's Bunny can advance or if Mr. Harstem can tie it up 1-1. As we have spawning up to the top right-hand corner of Habitation Station as our red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Bunny. And up to the top left, our blue Protoss. Looking impressive so far, getting pipped at the post in the last game. It is Fnatic's Harstem.
Harstem really, as mentioned, he's been growing his fan base for a long time now. He's getting more and more fans, more and more followers, but he's really without anything in terms of results to his name. He's been a consistent round of 32, round of 16 player at DreamHacks, I think, but nothing really that says, yeah, he's a top contender in Europe, but he definitely is becoming. And I think it's really good to see his rise as a player because he, within his own country, has just never been a big player until the last year or so. Yeah. Where he's starting to rise up. He's won the Dutch StarCraft League. He beat Rhett in the finals. And, you know, on a Liguac, where all the database for StarCraft is held, he's number 1 in the Netherlands right now. You know, there's still people like Grubby out there, which are wildly considered number 1. But Harstem's up there. He's definitely challenging.
Well, that's a question that you pose as well. Where's Grubby been for a while? What's Grubby up to? Because he's been pretty quiet as of late.
Yeah, he has got a lot to show when he finally plays in the WCS in our last group. Yeah. But Harstem definitely making a name for himself as an up-and-coming good Protoss player within the European scene.
All right, well, let's get into this. Harstem setting himself up a pylon up to the top right-hand corner. As he could potentially throw down a starport up there, or Stargate even, I should say. But on a map like this, it's all too predictable for something like that to happen nowadays.
But he has been playing predictable so far himself. Harstem has played the same game every single time. There is an option, an opportunity where he goes single gas like he is and still goes Stargate pretty fast here.
Yeah.
As mentioning before, if you skip warp gate research in the Stalker and rely on the mothership core or something to, deny the SCV scout, you have enough gas. He's already got 100. Already at 100. By the time the 7 minutes call, there is an opportunity after throwing the Nexus down to go Stargate. And I think it would throw his opponents off guard. Especially because they've scouted single gas every single time.
Yeah.
It's a little bit slower than the double gas one, but definitely could be a play.
Got to be careful with that. Another probe comes down, and the Zealot did not get finished in the end, so he's going to risk it and gets away with it in the end with that Nexus.
The problem is his opponent's playing Reaper, which makes it a lot more difficult to pull this off. Imagine if he had started to get ready to throw that down now, it probably would have been scouted. So important part is the Reaper. Second gas has been placed down though pretty fast, which has been spotted, and that's before the Stalker or warp gate research. What's that gas for, Harstem?
What is it for?
It is pretty fast.
You could see a little bit of a change up, but if I'm expecting to just see the same stuff. I mean, he could change it up. He could, but I think the way in which he's been playing this matchup so far has been really, really quite strong, despite getting caught last game.
He's got a really good scout off in his opponent's base here with the probe. He actually saw the barracks follow up, not the factory, which is a really big pickup, considering a lot of the Terrans against him today have played for factory play. So he doesn't need to worry too much about lots of observers. He can shoot up straight towards the robotics bay really fast. They could be a Colossus attack timed because he knows he doesn't need a lot of observers. A lot of gas. Observer, of course, being 75 gas. Quite expensive to throw 3 of them around. Ooh.
No. I was going to say. That would have been weird.
Concussor shells being researched. He will move out with a single Marauder and a handful of Marines for a bit of pressure.
Scary little poke out there, but sometimes you end up seeing the Protoss eliminating the Marauder very quickly, and thus it alleviates a lot of that pressure from something like that. And on a map like Habitation Station, breaking the natural alone is a task and a half. So.
Yes. And with a Photon Overcharge already ready, by the time that's done, there's a second one.
Yeah.
This Marauder play won't really achieve that much.
No. Well, for now, though, just adding on the factory and cruising up towards that starport is the next destination here for Bunny, as the Marauder leads the charge over in the middle of the map.
Yeah, Photon Overcharge will be used here. 3 Stalkers out. If he can, get damage done with the Photon Overcharge, bait the Marines and Marauders in, then get a couple of hits off with the Stalkers, that would be ideal. Let's see if what he can get done. You do like to kill a unit or 2 here, if you can. Really like it.
Get the Marauder, focus that down, and then from there, it's only Marines.
Yeah, that's nice. I think that's a good trade if he gets another couple of Marines.
Yeah.
Gets rid of the big threat, chases these down. I think that's worth the Stalker there.
Yeah, it's all right.
I would be happy with that.
Not too bad. Resources lost in favor of Harstem here. And behind this, he adds on Robo Bay. But he added on his Forge and Twilight Council a little bit quicker here. So it looks as if we're seeing an adaptation compared to what we were seeing from Bunny in the previous game to say, well, I need to transition along a little bit quicker to Storm. Because, again, if I had those defensive capabilities earlier on in that game, I could have held that.
Yeah, that will be definitely playing in Harstem's mind here. He'll be looking around with his Observer, checking out the Medivac count. Does he get his High Templar a little bit faster in this game? Definitely to think.
All right, small poke up once again.
Oh, the Warp Prism.
The Photon Overcharge is 10 seconds away, so...
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he's actually doing quite a bit.
Harstem's like, no, what?
You're not supposed to push again.
It's not how I meant to die.
That's a lot of pressure, but he bought time for the Mothership Core, and it does get the Photon Overcharge down just in the nick of time. Jeez.
Oh.
But a lot of lost mining time and a lot of probes dead.
That was not meant to happen at all.
Oh, okay, down in the south. You said it before, and I was like, of course, sorry, I've got to zone out for a second.
Yeah, I actually thought the Photon Overcharge was ready there. So did that was unexpected, completely unexpected there. And he gets hit a little bit there, unfortunately. And the Warp Prism was spotted as well. All
right.
Definitely was spotted there.
But that was some good damage. That was all right.
Yep.
Not disastrous. That puts the resources lost in favor of Bunny here quite considerably, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that the lead is in favor of Bunny by a little bit after that move. That's the kind of blow that it cost Harstem there.
Yep. All right. So whilst all that was going on, though, there's really not a huge amount of intel for Bunny on what's going on in his opponent's base, so he doesn't really know that everything is a little bit quicker than before, but that move that he made kind of offsets that, right? Just by a smidge, it's because he's didn't have as much mining at that natural. So I guess, you know, things kind of equalize out in terms of the Harstem-o-meter here.
Yeah. I mean, Bunny's about to start to deliver more damage here. He's got a bit of a lead. Harstem does not want to be taking any damage here. As mentioned before, a Protoss player that takes damage on 2 base is not good.
Crazy little drop.
Harstem's like, you joking me.
Yeah, of all the directions to come in from. Yeah. He's going to have to evacuate out, but again, lost mining time. Good for Bunny.
2 here, there.
Yeah, 7 at the moment.
Warp Prism still inactive.
That was so funny how he dropped
for every minute that Harstem isn't looking at his 3rd base and he's being slowed down by supply caps, he's just, I feel that in this game, he's just kind of rumbled a little bit. This is not going very well because he's taking damage here unexpectedly. He's randomly taking damage from this drop in the middle. He's making mistakes now. Pylon blocks are happening, and he's just kind of slower. His 3rd base is slower than usual. With this, could again highlight an SCV pull again, because the fact that he's much slower in this game. The Tempo Archive's slower than it's going to be in the previous game, which is rather dangerous here. Again, only 2 Medivacs into Viking production again. So everything is leaning towards another timing, another assault. The Warp Prism is still around somewhere, but there are a lot of Vikings. And as you can see, Bunny's like building a bunker because he's like, are you going to expand or what?
Yeah, exactly.
This is really late. What are you doing?
Likewise, as we were mentioning before, the knock-on effects from that Templar Archives, it's becoming later and later.
Yeah, he's even throwing the Templar Archives down now before he expands. Which is, that's crazy because he will expand, but it's that fast because he realizes he's in trouble. He knows the Viking count is high. He can see that it's high. He has to get that down now, otherwise he would lose to a similar timing. But this has not been spotted. So this could definitely catch his opponent off guard. For example, if Bunny attacks now, he's in really good shape. If Bunny sits back to wait to hit the timing, which is meant to happen a little bit later on, then he could be in trouble. This switch up from Harstem by getting this faster could definitely play a big part in this game. The Warp Prism is also a big part of this game.
Yeah.
Buy time for Storm and High Templar.
Bunny's looking to clear out every little side of his map just to make sure that the counter-attack doesn't happen again. But
if Bunny hits now, he wins. Like, no doubt in my mind. He wins the game right now, and if he attacks before, he wins. But he doesn't know about the Templar Archives being put. He doesn't know that that's where all the gas has been sunk into. 200 gas into the Storm. 125 for each High Templar. Like, he's really dedicating to this now.
Yeah, and constant chrono boost into it as well. Harstem knows the severity of the situation. The High Templars have been there for a while. They're now banking up energy. They want as many storms as possible once this hits. Harstem, likewise, though, setting up his counterattack potential down at the bottom right. He knows that this is probably going to be coming very soon. I
mean, if you think about all the money that he spent in this that could have been attacked, you've got 200 for the Storm. You've also got 4 High Templar, 600 gas, and 2. That's 800 gas.
Yeah.
800 gas has been thrown into this. So that's a big commitment. That's a lot of gas.
And now it's finished.
Now it's finished. And here come the boys.
All right. Well, there's the ghosts.
I think Harstem might be okay this time. If he spreads the High Templar about, there are no ghosts this time. Oh, okay, there are ghosts. Sorry, excuse me. No. But if he spreads the High Templar about, it's not going to be easy to hold this, but he can hold this.
At least they're positioned in such a way that he already knows where his opponent's going to be coming from, so he can move them back where he needs to.
Yeah, he's spreading his High Templar now. Oh, he's actually going all the way up to the natural. He's going to try and hold it from up here.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, 2 feedbacks there on the ghosts. A nice start there for
One ghost
Harstem.
left. Only 1 EMP left.
Oh.
No ghosts, no EMPs.
You can't break that ramp.
You can't break that ramp without this. You need it.
He tries to go up. 1 storm already lies down. There's the time mark. There's a big storm. You cannot break that. Liquid Bunny.
He needs another storm, though. He needs another storm. I don't know if he's got one. He has one in 3 energy. That's it. 3 energy, he has one. He's got one now.
1 Colossus is still alive, though, during all of this. There's a force field to tunnel this up. Oh. He needs to just go to the 3rd, kill that, but he needs to kill him now because behind all of this, the Warp Prism has forced the 3rd away from mining. There is basically no mining operation, just a little bit of the natural.
He's got 2 more storms.
Yeah.
Really big 2 storms here.
This 3rd goes down. Oh, nice.
2.
All right, that's it. Bunny cannot really hold on from there. Crushing that army.
That's it. That's over. You can't lose. You can't throw your boys in like that and not kill him. That's it. That was a beautiful defense. But the most important part of this game was the adjustment from Harstem, adding the Templar Archives sooner, before the third was down.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, Bunny, if he had known about that, Harstem was dead. Like, as simple as that, he was dead. He moves out, he kills him. As soon as he saw that go down, if he was map packing, if he knew that was there, the game is over. It's that simple. But Harstem, great adjustment, great move, is now able to defend against that. And, well, Bunny's in a lot of trouble. The only thing left to do is to do it again.
Yeah, and try, but it's going to be even harder this time, unfortunately, for Bunny. His economy is waning. He has really nothing to put into this. He's just trying to re-establish the ghost count, but even that isn't going to be able to go up against a Harstem that now transitions us to his third with 57 workers in comparison to 30-some. So, unfortunately for Bunny, that window is not only closed, but someone came along with bricks cemented over it, and there's no daylight. And
Harstem looking to equalize this series up, preventing Team Liquid from having 3 out of 3 players so far in the round of 16. And of course, Tilo would be looking to do himself a couple of favors later on when he plays. To get 4 out of 4, that would be quite the feat. Definitely very hard, though, in his group. But back onto this. Great defense from Harstem. He's back on 3 bases just about now. He's got his Colossus. He's got his Storm. He's got all the tools necessary to stop a similar assault. If we don't see a similar assault come out from Bunny, he's on 34 SCVs to 64 probes. The longer the game goes on, the better of an economy Harstem has, the bigger army he gets, the faster he gets. Without an attack soon, Harstem will be at 200 supply, and Bunny probably not even over 150.
He's actually just started +3 weapons, though. I don't know how he's going to get use out of this.
I don't know. I don't know.
I guess he's on autopilot.
He needs a miracle attack. A miracle attack here.
It's like you either go now with SCVs again, or you play out a 2-hour-long game and just somehow try and recover. Because this economical disadvantage is really bad.
No, Harstem's killing it. He's so far ahead in this game. So far ahead. There are a lot of ghosts, so with correct EMPs, there is always a potential for this to do well.
And he's so patient with the Warp Prism. As soon as he sees his opponent's army move over the halfway point, he doesn't care about going in earlier with the Warp Prism. He goes in exactly when it crosses the halfway point. A great move here by Harstem.
And he warps into the natural. And these with charge are going to really deal damage to this natural. They'll go right towards the Marauder and Marine there. And Bunny has to come back.
It's just overall great control of the matchup from Harstem. It's not like he's risking it on some all-in play. He's anticipating his opponent's attacks. He's defending it, and then from there, he is controlling the game. It's really well played out.
And here comes Harstem, targeting down the Ghost with his Stalkers. Wasn't able to get too much there. Got to be careful. Does not want to attack into that. As mentioned, the defending player usually always at an advantage. Bunny has the higher army supply too. Harstem just needs to get to 200 supply, man. Just go to it. You don't need an attack here, really. You can, sure, because there's a lot of energy on these High Templar. You can end the game now, but you don't have to.
Yep. The Ghosts now going to move forwards to try and catch out what they can, but the High Templar are all in reserve. They're all at the back waiting for the army to pursue, which is a really nice setup here for Harstem. Bunny, behind all of this, he's against the wall. It's desperation time here for Bunny.
Yeah, and I definitely saw Harstem in the early part of this game fading away. Was starting to fall off. He was making mistakes, and I saw a 2-0 happening, but he really pulled this around. Smart decision, smart play, and here, splitting up his Zealots, really forcing the fight to come to him.
Yep, and once again, though, Bunny's not buying into it. He gets a few nice snipes out there on a High Templar. Next one's going to move forwards, though, but every High Templar that he snipes out, he could happily just warp in another one behind this. Here's the Harstem cannons. So they're going to warp in.
Those cannons.
Yep. Separates a few more Zealots up, forcing the issue, exacerbating it here for Bunny. Very well done. Catches a lot of that bio.
Yeah, trickles Zealots into the main and natural, getting them up that ramp.
Yeah, Bunny, you've got to go now, man. Once again, it's do or die. It was do or die before, but now it's seen even more bad do or die.
Yes, yes it is.
That was the worst sentence ever, I'm sorry.
But he's in a really good position at the moment. 3 Colossus, lots of Stalkers, lots of Archons. Looking good.
Yep, pulls on back, denies the mining from at the third base, kills off anything at the natural. There's a little bit of tickling damage at the main base. Warps in a few more units here. There's plenty of Storms ready and available to kill off some of that bio as it moves forwards. Even catching these Vikings. Perfect for these Colossi to be left.
Yeah, last fight of the game here.
Yeah, bye-bye bio. It's nice knowing you. They actually get a really nice move onto that left-hand side to kill a few of those Colossi off. But there you go. GG. Harstem ties up the series. And what can we say? Fantastic adaptation.
Yeah, really, really good and smart play there by Harstem. And going into this third map, this is going to be really good to watch now. Because what is Bunny going to do? Is he going to look to be able to pull the boys again? Is he going to be pulling those SCVs? Does Harstem start to, adapt a little bit more? Is Harstem finally going to change his strategy? So far, every game today has been the same. Safe, solid, secure, and has just always taken that third base at the right time. He's teched at the right time, and he's reacted. And he's playing very good right now. Yeah. This is some really good, solid play coming out from Harstem. And the map is Altazim. So it looks like he survived Habitation to move on to a map which would favor the way he plays.
Yeah, that's all right for him.
And the reason why is because Altazim is a super big map. He can play, as long as he keeps his defense tight in the early mid, he gets to the late game here, massive map, take all the bases, start getting those Harstem cannons in the middle of the map, and just play it out long.
Yeah. I think, though, in the end, we have to ask the question now, in terms of the evolution of this series, how we saw, Bunny really bring it to him in game number 1, game number 2 with the adaptation from Harstem. Number 3, where's the adaptation from Bunny going to be? Does he change it up himself or try something? I think that the third base, the way in which Harstem, when he establishes the third base, if you do get a good position on that with good SCV spread, you can get a really nice concave on that location. It depends on how you would go about it, but we could see just a straight changeup.
Very likely from either side here. I'm not too sure which one would change, but we could see a change here. I wonder if Bunny's gonna. I think Bunny might just play it out long now. He's played 2 timing-oriented games. He may just go command center first and try to pull this one long.
But how scary Harstem looked in those games versus Jackji of all people. That was some strong play by him.
Yeah.
So if he does want to play out long, it's a scary avenue as well.
Yeah, definitely not too sure exactly how this will play out. Harstem, I mean, it's time that he changed it up now. Because this is where you can really surprise your opponent. So, yeah.
Yeah. We're just waiting to get into this lobby. And there we go. Of all people to keep us waiting, it was Todd. Casting for the French stream, of course, over there. So, all right, we're good to go in here. Oh, wow. Okay. Cool story, Todd. So, indeed, let's get into it. Game number 3. This game decides who moves on to the round of 16. One of these Europeans is 100% going through. The other one falls down to play against either the winner of Jackji and Yoda.
And to be honest, neither of them want to go back down there.
No, I agree.
This is the highway to the round of 16. This next map, Altazim. Don't want to go back down to the Koreans.
No, that's for sure. They're fighting down there like in a dog pit. And then now we're going to get into game number 3. So let's jump right on in as we have Altazim Stronghold, our map, and very familiar spawning position. Spawning up to the top right-hand corner, we have our red Terran. It is Liquid's Bunny. And down at the bottom right, we have our blue Protoss. It is Fnatic's Harstem.
Harstem! Yeah, all right. Time for changes, anyone?
Time for changes, I think. From Bunny's side.
Yeah.
I don't know what he can change. That's the big thing with like Terran. They just do the same
Terran
thing.
Either opens up Reaper or Command Center first here. In terms of strategy, there is an off chance that you can see Banshees. Maru is a player in Korea that has done that. TY also. It's very difficult for Terran to change up. Mech, possible.
Yeah,
but more than likely it'll just be the same old Terran.
Yeah.
Protoss, on the other hand, though, has a lot of options to choose from. Could go Nexus first here. Would be a little bit worrisome against potential Reaper openings, but I'm feeling Bunny's going to go Command Center first, is going to try and play it out as super solid and as good and as standard as he can possibly do. Basically do what Jackji did, but better.
Yeah.
Because Bunny, I think, is very capable of doing that. Harstem has the chance to mix this up.
But you say that, but I think if for Harstem here, the way he's approached this group so far, I think if he changed it up and it didn't work, he would kick himself so hard for changing like arguably a winning strategy that won him previous games. I don't think he changes. I think he sticks to what he's practiced, unless he practiced something utterly crazy. But from the past 4 games, or 5 games now, I don't think so.
I mean, he's in gas with 2, which means he's actually going to get a faster Nexus, potentially even before the Cybernet score here.
All right, okay.
Okay, no, he's back in with 3. Maybe it's just a mistake. He definitely was looking at a high mineral count, but he spotted the command center first very early on. If he was going to do anything, now's the time. Maybe that was the reason he went back into all 3 in gas, because maybe he does have a plan to try and punish this. It's a map where Stargate and DTs are better than Blink. And Robotics Facility, not really going to get anything done there either, or Gateway timings. The reason for that is this is a tucked away second base inside the main, which means Harstem, if he's going to attack by ground with Immortals or Gateway units, would have to go filtered up that ramp there, which is difficult to break. If he goes DTs, he could walk in, he could drop them in. If he goes for Stargate, he could fly in. So there are aggressive options from Harstem. But will he even choose any of them? So far, none. No. And it doesn't even look like he's aiming to yet.
He's even sending this probe home to actually get back to mining because he wants to play as greedy as possible. So,
but that's also, if you think about it, the mind game here is that Bonnie's going to be thinking, oh God, he scouted me early. It's about time this guy changed it up. What could he be doing now?
It's true.
So there is the back and forth mind game that both players will be playing against each other without even knowing it.
And because he hasn't scouted at all, and he's probably not going to get any scouting off, he knows that that probe got away. So he's like,
it could be built in a Stargate to the top left, which is about to attack his second base in a minute's time. So, but Harstem, in terms of what he's doing, just same old, man. Just going to go ahead and get the Stalker out. The Robotics Facility's coming in. Nothing changed.
I'm not surprised in the slightest.
Sticking to his guns.
And I commend Harstem so much for this. Like, it's clear that he has practiced to be solid in the matchup, and it's shown. It's shown in spades. So Harstem, for now, sticking to his guns, as you say. And then from here, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this go a little bit longer unless Bunny wants to pressure the issue.
Yeah, Bunny looks like he's going to complete a wall off on his ramp here with a bunker. So if there was Stalker pressure, the next supply depot, I'd imagine, would be there. But he actually built it towards the back. I think that's a small mistake there. Could have been at the front there. But anyway, he's going for a Reaper. That's funny. So with the Reaper, he wants to know what's going on. More importantly, what he wants to know is there a third base or not? Because as the clock goes past 6:30 now, it's becoming less and less likely that he gets attacked. So there could be a third base down already, which he would love to have known about. I think 7 minutes is like the DT timing, so that's still in the back of his mind, I imagine, for saving scans. But as he goes in here, he'll see the Robo.
Yeah, which is always a nice pickup. He definitely wants to know what's going on in terms of his opponent's opener.
He sees the Robo once again, same old Harstem.
Yeah, go straight on out. He's like, well, I now confirm by seeing Robo alone that you're doing the same thing. So
yeah, and from this position, he doesn't need to worry about any extra defense. No turrets needed, no extra bunkers. He might as well keep the one he has. Doesn't need any units in right positions at this point, protecting his mineral lines. He's completely fine. He may even start to think about taking a third command center soon. Just all the things that he'll be going through in his mind.
Where is this Reaper going? I think he's on the... He's like scouting out the entire map now with this and just saying, well, I have a Reaper. It didn't die. I can use this to scout out just in case anything absolutely crazy is going on. Because imagine if he did hide a Nexus up to that top left, for example. Then it would have been, you know, just impossible to spot without.
But Harstem's doing, I mean, he's copying his strategy. I mean, he's got his build order, whether it be written down in a book or memorized in his head. He's got exactly what he wants to do at when and is doing the same.
I'm wondering if... Actually, no, never mind. I'm wondering if he thought... No, never mind. It's a rubbish thought. Anyway, on to more pressing issues. Third's going down. So it's been spotted by Harstem. Nice. And then this is in the switcheroo for the Medivacs.
Reaper goes in again and has a look around. And this time spots the Forge. Looks around the back here to see if there's anything hidden away. Sees the gas has been added on, or have been added on quite a while back. So
get a probe.
Even gets a probe, which is nice.
And
Harstem does have eyes on Starport and third. Notice that eyes are very important to know if Vikings are being made early again after these first 2 initial Medivacs. And also to see if there's a second Starport down and when the 4th and 5th barracks come in. But so far, This is fine. Harstem's going to go take his third in a second. He knows he's not in any immediate threat. Probably when the second Colossus is out is ideal. Second Engineering Bay Armory, completely standard, looking to further his upgrades in this game. Bunny, as expected, is going to take the fight to us, and he's not scared of what he saw against Jack G. He's willing to do this. But this is something which will surprise him, which I think some may say is expected now of Harstem. Every single game. This should be a turret, maybe at the mineral lines by now, as you take your third.
Yeah, Marauder gets stemmed up to go for a little bit of scouting. And speaking of scouting, it's all been spotted by the Observer. So the Colossus-based composition should be able to push that away.
Yeah, he should be taking his third any second now. The longer he doesn't take it, the better it is for Bunny. So definitely want to be moving down ASAP, but also balancing the act that he doesn't lose his army out in the open.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a bad position. He also knows exactly how well established his opponent's third base is, so he can pretty much anticipate what's going on, and he does, for the most part, know that this army has fallen back. So this Warp Prism harassment is going to be sitting pretty up here for a while and not really doing a whole lot.
And third is going to go down. There's only 2 Medivacs again, by the way, and he's just going to play Vikings. I do like this, though, by Bunny. Yeah. Not if he is just going to attack, but the fact that he's only getting 2 Medivacs, because Harstem's playing such a good defensive game today that you're not breaking this guy. Jack G tried and couldn't do it, so why even bother trying to go for 4 Medivacs to try and drop all over the place? You might as well not bother and try to build up towards a timing or some aggressive opportunities. Harstem's, the Observer just shouldn't be here, first of all. It's getting so much intel. He knows the 4th and 5th barracks timing. He's seen the double engineering bay. He knows that Vikings are being produced early. But look at this. Bunny's moving out much earlier than the last game. With another round of Stalkers, and he should be okay here. Yeah. But this is to catch Harstem by surprise because he doesn't know this is coming. Yeah, he's not exactly getting eyes on it early either. I mean, the one Observer, now this is the first time he spots this really moving out. So, and this is a big push. This is a very good and big push. Oh, Guardian Shield. Well, he's nervous, man. That's a lot of Vikings fast. He could get this third base. He could deny this. And if he just... Oh, if he gets it and runs away, but he will be losing quite a lot for that. That will be a risky. There's a lot of Stalkers here trying to pick off these Vikings. Keep the Colossus alive. 2 do remain. Vikings going to work. One of the Colossi ends up falling. Will the second one end up falling? It doesn't look like it, though, as the Vikings are now all dead. So, could push this away. Definitely surprised Harstem there. The Warp Prism wasn't used. He lost double Colossus. Just overall surprised by that. That was much faster than before. That was the... adaptation from Bunny from game 2 to game 3 was to attack faster in case Harstem did the same again. Maybe on a different mind level, he let the Observer see everything to push him towards that. Oh, gosh. Hello. That was quicker than I was expecting as well. Well, this is really good from Bunny. Picking off 2 Colossus, then to fall back on this. Exactly. The thing is, he's only up 4 Vikings. There's 2 Colossus. He needs to come in from both sides. Storm won't be ready. Storm is not going to be ready. He needs double Colossus, and ideally... Archon, straight away. All right. He knows this is there. He sees this is there. You're not getting Storm in this game. All right, Photon Overcharge goes down very preemptively to try and push this away. And he's actually just going to pull all the probes along with this as well. Got to get rid of the Vikings. Yeah, absolutely has to kill those off. The Stalker's already focusing down on them. There's only 2 Vikings left in the vicinity. That's it, none. He's got 1 Colossus alive, but he needs to keep it alive and needs units in front of it. Oh, that's so much bio. They're now trying to chase this. A Sentry can force field, cut this up. Yeah, if he does that, does actually buy himself a little bit of time. Vikings. And also the Warp Prism is going for the harassment in the main base, so Harstem is basically putting a timer on anything Bunny does. Uh-oh. He's going to go up that ramp, and he's going to... He needs another Sentry. He's trying to warp in a Sentry. He gets one. Gas. Oh, okay. Just in time. Yeah, and that was actually, you know, every single stim is big here, very big, because there's only 2 Medivacs to heal this up. Colossus stays alive. The Zealots are doing a lot of damage back at home and have killed a lot of SCVs as well as all the SCVs that are in the fight. Harstem just needs to keep holding on. He needs to keep sentries to not allow this guy to go up his natural ramp and to keep making Colossus. So far, so good for the Protoss player, and with the continued harassment from the Warp Prism, this is working out really, really well. But I think also there is an opportunity here for Bunny to kind of re-establish himself back at home. Because, I mean, it's 47 workers to 32, but he has mules. He has the ability to do so. And he killed off his opponent's third. So Harstem's economy isn't going to be great. He has a lot of tech, though, behind it. But I definitely favor Harstem. Double Colossus. No Vikings out. He has Storm done now. He has the option to go up to High Temple. Already has 1 or 2 out already. And another attack from Bunny isn't going to work. Not anymore. Yeah, it's going to take a long time. Which means he has to really, drag this game out, which would allow Harstem to get back up and running again.
Yeah, you're right. The two Vikings now do find this Warp Prism up to the north. So killing it off is nice.
Any SCVs he gets here is a big, big win.
Yeah.
One. Just anything here.
2. And
he's killed 47 SCVs in this game.
Really well done.
That is, you know, with the push as well.
It's like you actually can't do this to Harstem
Yeah.
because you run the risk of having this Warp Prism harass always hit you.
But so good play from both. Like the double attack from Bunny, the first attack for double Colossus into the big push, but then Harstem's crisis management and his nerves were handled amazingly.
I mean,
he did everything right.
If this had been any other map, this could have gone a completely different way. It's thanks to this small ramp, this one force field he had to his name that was able to save him in essence.
Well, the ghost count is being incredibly increased, but the Medivac count is still only 2. This is a weak army.
Yeah.
A couple of storms kills this instantly.
He's got to split. He's got to come in from a big, big concave.
6 High Templar out there. Double Colossus.
All spread.
You know, Stim puts these units almost half health.
Yeah.
This is not good. Harstem's bunkering up. He's getting cannons. He knows that he just needs to continue to hold this. He's got another Warp Prism. He knows his army's moving out. He saw it from his opponent's third.
And it's not going to be the Warp Prism that's the issue. There's already Zealots actually moving over to that location as well. So the Warp Prism is also moving out too. There's the initial time warp to slow these down. Wants to get some feedbacks onto these ghosts. Doesn't get it. Snipes first.
Who's going to win this battle of Ghost and High Templar?
Feedbacks. Catch 2 of those ghosts. There's only 2 of them left here. Few of those Zealots charge on forwards. There's no more energy.
They charge
on the
at the north, though. They don't charge south, and that's really bad if you charge up north.
Todd! No! All right. So, still the time warp slowing a lot of this down. There's some of the High Templars at the back there that still have a lot of energy left over. And again, only 1 ghost remains. That's going to end up falling pretty quickly, though. Now this is Harstem's time to actually move forwards with these High Templars, but he splits.
Bunny's attack.
He splits with this. And he might end up being able to break this up. 1 Colossus at the back can't really do anything at all.
So low in health.
He's being attacked on the natural as well, though.
He's so low. Look at all these units spreading out of the storms.
That's really little.
Another wave of Zealots is coming in.
Yeah.
He's still keeping a decent income. He just needs to keep on warping in units and not lose momentum with the warpins.
Yeah, the Zealots still doing quite a lot at that natural.
Photon Overcharge has done so much. 14 kills.
Harstem's actually going to be able to do this if he continues holding on.
Yeah, another Colossus. Another Colossus in the mix here. As long as that doesn't get instantly sniped at the front.
GG, well played. Wow. I can't believe Harstem advances on in first place in this group. The guy who came in as the underdog against all of these Terrans proves his worth and advances onto the round of 16.
And in pretty much 9 months, the second player only ever in WCS in the last 9 months to advance from 4th seed into the round of 16. He joins Blink, who did that in the previous season. A fantastic win there for Fnatic's Protoss. And he finds himself first place in this group when a lot of people thought he'd be last.
Yeah, what an accomplishment in itself to advance onto the round of 16 here in first place in this group. And that wraps up our 3rd series of the day.
An incredible series. Congratulations to him. He now is able to maintain Premier status for next season as well. So he can now enter the round of 16, do as well as he can, give it his best, but he's back in the round of 32 next season, no matter what.
All right, we're going to go to a break, guys, and then when we're back, we're going to have an interview with the winner himself. Moving on to the round of 16, Mr. Fnatic Harstem.